Okay, so this is just some simple graphs that you know, to give you some examples. This is the notes for P3. So R equals A, where A is a constant, okay? That's the equation of a circle. So like say R equals 4. That's the equation of a circle with a radius of 4. And that would be like this, okay? So if you have an equation, theta equals some number, so like theta equals pi over 4, okay? That's just going to be a line at pi over 4, okay? Now if you have r sine theta equals some number, okay? Well, that's going to be a line at y equals 1. Because r sine theta, remember, that's y. These are the same thing. Okay? And if you have r cosine theta, well, that's going to be a vertical line. Because r cosine theta, that's just x. Okay? So it's like saying x equals 2. That'd be a vertical line at 2. These next ones are kind of a little different. Okay, so if you have r equals a sine theta, that's a circle with a diameter of a on the y-axis, divided by pi over 2. Okay? So, if a is greater than 0, it's going to be above. If a is less than 0, it's going to be below. And the radius is always a divided by 2. Okay? And then this is the same thing, except now instead of going up and down on the y-axis, it's just moving right and left on the x-axis. It's not that big of a difference. Okay? So you could use a calculator to graph these. I'm sure all of you all have some kind of graphing calculator on your phone by now. If you don't, please download one and make sure you put it in polar form and you can graph these things. But, I mean, this one's pretty simple. It just says r equals 3. And we said earlier, if it's an equation where it's r equals a number, that's a circle with a radius of 3. Okay? Theta equals pi over 4. I gave that specific example. That's a line at pi over 4. Okay? These aren't too bad. You're just kind of drawing graphs. Okay? This one right here, r sine theta equals 2. Well, that's a horizontal line because remember, r sine theta is y. So this is like saying y equals 2. So you just draw a horizontal line at y equals 2. R cosine theta equals 1. Well, remember that r cosine theta, that's x. So that's like x equals 1, and so that's a vertical line at x equals 1. Okay, so r equals cosine theta. Okay? Well, that's 1 cosine theta. So that's, it has a diameter of 1, and it's a circle moving on the x-axis because it's r cosine. Okay? Same thing here. R equals 2 cosine theta. Well, the diameter is 2. So from here to here is 2, centered at 1. Okay? And it's the circle because it's x. Cosine, it moves on the x. Okay? Same thing here. R equals negative 3 cosine theta. So negative 3 makes it go this way. So radius of, or diameter of 3. Okay? And it's cosine, so it's a circle on the x. Alright, and then these are the same thing, but now it's sine. So since it's sine, that's going to make the circle move up and down on the y-axis. So 1 sine theta, that makes the circle diameter 1, centered at 1/2, drawn on the positive y-axis. 3 sine theta, that's going to be a diameter of 3, centered at 1.5. And then here, negative 2, that's going to move it down. Diameter of 2, radius of 1. It's pretty simple, guys. I mean, you're just drawing the pictures. Okay? If you have any questions, see me in tutorials.